not as fun as you think it is. On paper, it sounds pretty good. In practice, you're like, okay, what are we doing? Sabrina and Carly Beth go and they go to the first. Finally, we get some normality, right? They go up to the first house for trick or treating. Knock on the door, trick or treat. A mother and two of her kids show up, and I love the mother's reaction. She's like, "Oh my god, Agnes is horrified." Carly Beth like goes down and whispers something terrible into the kid's ear, and she's like, the mother's like, "Hey, don't tell my kid to kill himself on Halloween night." And Carly Beth's just like, "Crazy!" and grabs candy and just runs off. If that's the behavior you have at house one, where does the night go from here? If you're bringing that energy to house one, you're not going to be able to keep that up all night. I can tell you that right now. Carly Beth then blames the mask for doing it, and she runs off and continues her extreme rampage. She basically just like, she's ridiculous.
Got 10? Because at Rent-A-Center, $10 pays your first week on a new agreement. Choose an item.
It pains me to say it. We cut back to Chuck and Steve, who are pirates, could it be any more gay, like butt pirates? Like it's just like it's one of those things. They're like, "Yar!" Carly Beth peeks around another tree. I forgot to say that really. She keeps peeking around trees. Like she can't just like look like this. She has to be completely sideways and stick her head out. Also, by this time too, the mask is like wet as shit, which I think it looks pretty sick because I'm pretty sure they're trying to say like it's her skin because she's sweating because she's been running around. But it is damn. Carly Beth comes up behind Chuck and Steve and just scares the shit out of them. They're like, "Whoa, hey, okay, thanks, Carly Beth." And Carly Beth is it's almost like an accent. She's like, you should apologize to her.
Apologize to her. Tell Hollywood you're sorry. Oh, every time you make people laugh at her.
They're like, Jesus Christ, fine. And then they look at the plaster head of Carly Beth, and the goddamn plaster head says,
Help me. Please help me.
and Chuck and Steve are just like, did that thing just talk? Basically, Chuck and Steve run off, and then Carly Beth, God, it's so cringy. She just does this like weird, like goblin laugh that she's doing, which is like, and then she starts howling at the moon, and with her bare hand digs a hole and puts the plaster head of herself in it into the ground and buries. One thing I want to say for a child's book, this is like some serious, like I remember like some serious like screenplay shit. She has completely rejected her old self, killed it, and has buried it, and is like, this is who I am now. Carly Beth, after that whole thing, she does a little cartwheel, runs off, and she meets up with Sabrina again, and they go home to see all the candy they've collected, which we've only seen Carly Beth go to one house. Carly Beth then tries to take the mask off, but it won't come off, and it's horrifying because Sabrina's like looking around at it, and she's like, your eyes, they're not even your eyes, and she's like, there's no seam.
There's no bottom to this mask. There's no line between the mask and your skin. There's no place I can reach my hand in.
Which is actually kind of, I'm claustrophobic enough to where I'd be like, oh my God. Also, they're trying to lift it up, and it's like, it looks so painful. She's like, it was like her sharp ass teeth, which Carly Beth, she like looks at the mirror, and she's like, those are my eyes. And runs off into the street.
They're not my eyes, Sabrina. This isn't me in here. I'm supposed to be me, but I'm not.
I love that line. I'm supposed to be me, but I'm not. And Sabrina's like, yeah, I don't. What the hell is happening?
Mom, get the tranquilizers. We gotta put Carly Beth down.
Carly Beth decides to go back to the store and meet the herpes, genital warts-ridden man and get some goddamn answers for this crazy mask. Why would you let me steal this? A heavy price. The genital warts man, the herpes-based guy, tells her that he cannot remove the mask because it is a real face.
It is a real face.
Bombshell. All of the masks we saw earlier, her actual human skin that morph onto the face because they want to look beautiful, like beautiful and young again, have a body. And even I remember when I was a kid, I was like, what? Which is it's pretty funny. He's like looking at it, and I think that it's also referring to like his face is transforming, and it's going to happen to him too. And that's why he has herpes.
He's like, I shouldn't have had sex with that. I was such a cheap price. We didn't have any group home in Tijuana.
But I like he walks up to the mask, and he's like,
I call them the Outlaw Fuckers.
but that's a pretty creative name, Mr. Hepatitis. He's like,
Thank you.
In a weird turn of events, they all start coming alive and floating, and the old man's like, run! I think they knock him over, so they do something to him to incapacitate him, even though I feel like he's just swatted out. To be fair, floating heads were coming back, and they're like, she runs out of the store, chasing her all over town, basically through all the trials and tribulations she's been through, and leads her back to the graveyard where she was before. They're all circling around her, they're like, oh! And she's like, it's not me! It's not me! And then she digs up her face again, and it's a beautiful, full character moment where Carly Beth learns to love herself and love the imperfections that is her being a scary cat. And that return, because she loves herself, she's able to take off the mask. Which I gotta say, that's a pretty good ending. To resolve your monster, that's fucking awesome. It actually has a nice moment. Carly Beth goes back home, and, they're like, all this makes she goes, Mom, I love you! I'm like, yeah, right, dude. I was like, show her the plaster heads at, dude. The whole thing basically crescendos to Carly Beth, like, from the other room. After the whole night she's just had, wearing that mask, she just leans on the ground for a brother to take. And the kid's like, yeah, sure. He stands out, and he stands out of the room, and he goes, gotcha. He's just wet as shit. And then we get R.L. Stein doing his nice little outro, and his parents just...
This is not your grave, but you are welcome in it. This is unprecedented, unacceptable.
The Hierarch is dead, Commander.
His murderer was within our grasp. If you had not withdrawn our phantoms...
Are you questioning my decision?
No, Holy One. I only wish to express my concern that the brutes...
Recommissioning the Guard was a radical step, but recent events have made it abundantly clear that the elites can no longer guarantee our safety.
I shall relay your decision to the Council.
Politics, how tiresome. Do you know, Arbiter, the elites have threatened to resign, to quit the High Council, because of this exchange of hats?
We have always been your protectors.
These are trying times for all of us.
Even as the humans' annihilation filled us with satisfaction, the loss of one of the sacred rings racked our hearts with grief.
Putting aside our sorrow, we renewed our faith in the prophecy that other rings would be found, and see how our faith has been rewarded.
Halo, its divine wind will rush through the stars, propelling all who are worthy along the path to salvation.
How to start this process? For ages we searched for one who might unlock the secrets of the ring. An oracle. And with your help, we found it.
With appropriate humility, we plied the oracle with questions, and it, with clarity and grace, had shown us the key.
You will journey to the surface of the ring and retrieve this sacred icon. With it, we shall fulfill our promise.
Salvation for all.
And begin the great journey.
Once the shield is down, we will head straight to the library. I do not wish to keep the Hierarchs waiting. The humans killed the Prophet of Regret. Who was it? The demon is here? Why? Looking for a little payback. Retrieving the item is my only concern. Of course.
Stay spooked, everyone. Hey, cuts to credits, and it's a magical time. It really is probably the best Goosebumps book. I love this one, dude. You get a nice guy, hepatitis, herpes, genital warts ridden face. You have a scaredy cat girl, which is justified. She's the only justified school I've ever seen in my life. What? You're gonna tell me right now you're gonna look at that film and not say that she needed some other kind of fucking retribution. I would say this is probably the most popular one. It's probably the best. I think it's the first special, maybe. I don't know. I could be completely wrong. We can put a little note here. Was it the first one? I don't think it was. But let me tell you something. Practical effects go hard. The mask goes hard. It's just a great romp all around. I absolutely love this special. It makes me wish that people still made this kind of stuff to this day. We should do it. Not like Goosebumps books, but we should make a little fun stuff like this. I think you can do it now. Yeah. So I don't know. It's a good Goosebumps romp. We haven't talked about Goosebumps in a while. And god damn it, I love Goosebumps! One day we're gonna have to watch the new series. And I'm trying to watch this a little bit later. I kept watching that one commercial that was Justin Long looks up and just smiling in the commercial. God, it's so cringe. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe one day we'll watch that, but I just know it's going to be an absolute trash fire. Yeah. I need to make sure that all the kids are relatable and new, and they have iPhones.
Oh my God, remember Nepo babies.
Okay, and they're worried about likes on Instagram. Can we get that, please? I don't know. This is a great one. I love talking about Goosebumps. We'll have to talk about Goosebumps again soon because I love fun watching this. And until next time, guys, I hope you stay scared and don't wear any masks that you get from a guy who has gingivitis. That's the dumb stuff. I mean, don't get it. Well, I'm not going to say that. Okay, bye everyone. Bye. 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 Leave.
Oh my God, look behind you.
Chuck scares Steve, and then Steve scares Chuck. I don't know. One of the guys, Chuck or Steve, scares Steve or Chuck. I don't know what the fuck. One of them is that. I don't know.
Not everyone's life runs in straight lines. At Sophia, we get that. Our flexible, affordable, self-paced college-level courses help thousands of people just like you complete their degrees for only $99 a month.
Since forever, we've hated Mondays. But it doesn't have to be like this. Introducing Monday.
Welcome back to the Papa Meat channel. How you doing? Come on in and sit on down because today we're driving back to the Goosebumps. Oh, you know I love me some Goosebumps. And coincidentally, we're talking about the Goosebumps icon himself, Slappy. That guy. The dummy. The big one back in the day. And, what's weird is that I believe that in the book series there's three Slappy books. It could be more. What I remember is 3. Night of the Living Dummy 1, Night of the Living Dummy 2, and Night of the Living Dummy 3. That's hard to say it's fast. That's hard to say. When I was younger, I had Night of the Living Dummy 3 on VHS. And this was one of the ones where it was one of the Goosebumps specials where R.L. Stine comes out at the beginning. Hello, I'm R.L. Stine. It scared the shit out of me when I was a kid. I used to have a friend that would come over, and I put this on, and he'd be like, I want to go home. I'm like, pussy. Can't this is not W2 or 3? What are you, an idiot? Today I wanted to talk about this staple one because we talked about Stay Out of the Basement, we talked about Werewolf Super Swamp, we've done our own little tier list before, but I just want to dive into this one because when rewatching it, it's a pretty funny one. And also it stars Hayden Christensen. You can see the effects of the acting.
I don't understand.
I hate dummies.
You can smell Star Wars kind of oozing out of them. Does anyone remember the movie Jumper? I do. No, you don't, dude.
It's one of my favorites. Oh, what a hunk.
One of your favorite movies is Jumper?
Yeah. What's wrong with that?
Yeah, you don't know what you're talking about. All I know is that this is some grade A Goosebumps. They also did Night of the Living Dummy 2 as a single episode. So Night of the Living Dummy 3 is it's broken up into 2 episodes, and this is just 1 episode. And then they never even split the first one. If you're wondering what they did with the first one, I have no idea. I have to look on the internet. Because this video is going to be about Night of the Living Dummy 3, but I'll just go over Night of the Living Dummy 2 real quick. This one. It's very, very, very fast. And I want to say that I think that the Slappy Dummy, I think it looks rad. Night of the Living Dummy, it has like elements of, there's that Twilight Zone episode that people say R.L. Stine ripped off, whatever. There's also Child's Play. I mean, like, the idea that, like, dolls or things come to life and plague people is fine. But the way that they know about Goosebumps is, like, you read Latin on a card and it, like, brings this dummy to life. It's fucking weird. And what I love about Night of the Living Dummy 2 is that since it's 1 episode, they really have to, like, get going and finish it. So pretty much we follow a girl named Amy, and I'm pretty sure her family's doing a talent show. Her talent is ventriloquism.
No, what? Merlin, you turned the Terminator. Well, we have to call the Exterminator.
The younger the ventriloquist, the creepier and more psychopathic, okay? We all agree with that. If there's any people in my comment section that say that they're ventriloquists, I don't know what I'm supposed to tell you. The whole thing is that she is a ventriloquist, and if you're that young and you're into puppets and stuff, it just feels odd to me. Whenever you're able, you're just like, I want to be a ventriloquist when I'm older. To be on my path. Which I like practical effects. I think practical effects in movies are still king, but still, with me, I'm like, ventriloquist? I don't think it doesn't, it just doesn't flow with me right. I don't agree with anything he just said, but that's just me. The puppet, its head ejects off. The dad's like, well, maybe I bought you a new puppet. And it's Slappy. And she grabs it and immediately just reads the last on the card.
Charu, Mary, Donna, Loma, Molyneux, Carano?
As a kid, would you not just be like, what language is this? What is this? What the hell is on this card? And she just grabs it, she's like, oh, and immediately Slappy just starts coming to life and terrorizing the family. But the only really discernible thing I remember about Night of the Living Dummy 2 is that the amount of talent shows that show in the episode with this family, and there's pretty funny where Slappy roasts the family and the Mormons are just like, what the hell? You mean, what's going on? And she's like, it's not me. And it's like so clearly not her voice.
And how about that mother of yours? She went to a store and asked the boy to get anything her size, and he told him to try the freight elevator.
That's not very nice.
But it's not me, it's him.
But pretty much the whole episode accumulates to find out very quickly that the people believe her, that the dummy is alive, right? It starts terrorizing the kids, they run around, and it accumulates to an ending when Amy finds out that, oh, I can just overpower the dummy because I'm a living being and this is a wooden puppet. Slappy gets thrown against the wall and his face explodes and he squeaks out and breathes out. It turns out that, like, her puppet before did it. He has, like, a goofy voice. You're fucking dead. You're gonna die.
Today's video is sponsored by Z-Biotics. Let me tell you, if there's a surefire way to wake up, feel refreshed after a night of drinking, it's with Z-Biotics. Z-Biotics pre-alcohol probiotic drink is the world's first genetically engineered probiotic. It was invented by PhD scientists to tackle rough mornings after drinking. Here's how it works. When you drink, alcohol gets converted into a toxic byproduct in the gut. It's this byproduct, not dehydration, that's to blame for your rough next day. Z-Biotics produces an enzyme to break this byproduct down. Oh, what? That's awesome! But just remember to make Z-Biotics your first drink of the night. Drink responsibly, and you'll feel your best tomorrow. Which, I'll be honest, I was on the fence about Z-Biotics at first, okay? Brought their friends over.
Drinks were flowing.
But thank God I reached for Z-Biotics first, and I woke up the next morning and I felt great. Try it for yourself and go to zbiotics.com/PapaMeat to get 15% off your first order when you use Papa Meat at checkout. Z-Biotics is backed with 100% money-back guarantee, so if you're unsatisfied for any reason, they'll refund your money, no questions asked. Remember to head to zbiotics.com/PapaMeat and use the code PapaMeat at checkout for 15% off. Thank you to Z-Biotics for sponsoring this video, and back to the video.
Last year, two of Central Maine's most trusted fuel stations, Murray Hoods and Blanchard's, joined together to form Sail Energy, one of the most innovative heating oil and propane companies in Maine. Act now and you can save up to $250 this year. Your fuel, your company, your way.
I want to do my part to do something that is sustainable.
It can be a problem. You just ask a question and you bring people together and figure out how to fix it.
I'm frustrated, and I want to do something about it.
You and Nina literally answering the call. I love this planet and I want to see it be as beautiful when I leave as it was when I got here.
Madeline Dummy 3. It really steps up the fucking bar. All new characters. It follows our protagonists, Trina, Daniel, and their cousin Zane. Which, yes, Hayden Christensen is Zane. So there you go. Pretty good. But it opens with R.L. Stein talking to a dummy of himself. And it's unsettling. They even get the mole right and everything.
Hello, I'm R.L. Stein. I write the Goosebumps book.
I love R.L. Stein intros. It's like a big nostalgia blanket that's just draped over my fat body. It feels so right. It feels like I'm just like a little child. It's amazing. The story. The episode starts with the girl sleeping and the man dragging a giant box of the stairs. These are like a nice little creepy wind chime shots here. But I mean, to be fair, they set up a nice frame of a man just dragging a big box of some stairs. Which, you know, we've seen the box before in Night of the Living Number 2. We know that it's Slashy's box, but still it's a bit frightening. It's scary, especially to put yourself in the shoes of the girl and she's just waking up like, what is that sound? What's happening? And the girl goes to investigate the attic and she pulls the sheet off to reveal some looking R-word. Now the hard R-word. She basically is like going around, she's like, Daniel, I know it's you, just stop it, okay? And then her brother comes up, this is a pretty good line. I heard someone talking to me, so I decided to come up and check it out. What's going on? Your brother Daniel.
I heard some bumping in the hallway. Is that you?
She's like, wait, if you're here, then what? And it ends up being their dad pops out in the back, and you find out that the dad's been trouble with.
I can still do it. Can I throw my voice or what?
I think that the dad has to be the smallest actor alive. I thought Elijah Wood was small. This man is like, is petite, is how I would say. But the dad is a bow tie wearing ventriloquist. I was like, how the f*** did this guy get so big and a couple kids? How does this happen? The dad then pulls out Slappy and glues his eye back on because his face is still broken in from Night of the Living 2. As he's gluing it, he tells him that cousin Zane is coming over. Zane? Is that a real name?
Zane away from One Direction.
Oh, the One Direction dude. Okay, I forgot about that. Daniel and Trina basically bully the shit out of Zane all the time, to an excessive degree. It's like, oh yeah, we have to deal with our big pussy cousin Zane. I hate when he comes over, dude. And they prank him by moving his bed outside and putting him by a cow, and that like scarred them for life. Which even as a kid, I was just like, would I be that mad? I mean, like the inconvenience of having to like walk up to the house, but I'm like, it's like cows gonna fight you or anything. We'll do nothing. So I kind of wish that they would like take his hands or something like that, maybe shit himself. Trina then sees that there's like a little note on the chair. She reads the Latin again, and then Flappy's face is like pulled off. Like it's obvious that they have a wire, and they just pull the wire off and off, and they have like, what the hell? Like I said, needless to say, they don't really give a shit about it. The dad pops the face back on with the glue. They all head downstairs, all happy, knowing that everything's safe and fine. It was just their creepy ventriloquist dad in the attic messing around and purchasing and bringing home a puppet at 3 in the morning. Where did he get the puppet? How he was going out shopping. I would definitely be like, shooting out the mom. We're not going to have to live in separate homes, are we? Where the fuck do you buy a ventriloquist dummy? 3 in the morning. I don't know.
Black market.
Black King, don't worry, I bought this puppet on the black market. Wouldn't you also be like, why is the puppet on the
black car here. Well, thank God it comes in flat spell cards. I just want to read it out loud. But as they're heading downstairs, Slappy's face magically seals shut. And I remember as a kid, I was like, I don't know if it like hit my artistic monkey brain, basically got scratched or whatnot, right? So like rewind the part with the glowing green going around and sealing up his face. I thought it was very satisfying. I was becoming an 18 or right there, and I was like, okay, get fixed. These guys are not living in style. We get back in the morning, Trina's coming down, she's looking all pissed off, and it's kind of funny. She's sitting on the table, she's like, Daniel, will you send me the cereal? Daniel. And it's like open cereal, and you can see a plaster head of red hair. Is that what you're thinking the top of your mother's head looks like? Hello? And she moves the box, oh, it's Slappy. And then the dad and brother come in, so the dad does like a really like millennial core kind of like cringy, like, we thought that you might want a friend for breakfast.
We thought you'd like some company at breakfast.
Kind of like playing a joke on her. I have to once again reiterate the size difference between the mom and the dad. It's staggering. I really would love to see that situation. Like I wish there was more help to this stuff so I can see how it's simply done because it's that fascinating. It wouldn't even be pleasure.
Family proof your family with Life 360.
Healthy Choice Cafe Steamers, grilled chicken marinara, and Parmesan is perfect for my GLP-1 journey.
It would be like Nat Geo. It'd be for learning. You know what I mean? Not you. Oh, shut up. Because you see Slappy there, and Trina's like, oh, Dad, you glued his eye on perfectly. It'll be seamless. Seamless fix. Even if I was gonna be like, how did you imagine you put that back on his face? But I just love that. Even as a kid, I was like, hell, put his face back on perfectly, and people are just like, hey, good job.
You did a good job putting him back.
As if like, I don't know, folded laundry or just something like that, minute. I'd be like, that is impressive. Then the dad, of course, is cutting some bread and ow! Oh! And we zoom in on Slappy's maniacal face, and then the dad does like a nice walker. This is the second practical joke. 7:45 in the morning, I would be exhausted. Luckily, Dane arrives, fights with the whole situation. He arrives and basically talks to his dad, and he's just like,
If you wanted to torture me, couldn't you just find something a bit more humane?
if you wanted to torture me, why don't you just send me to Guantanamo Bay and have them break my thumb? Why don't you whip my back, Dad? I would rather have you whip my back until I bled raw. The casting of Dane's dad is not a bit more perfect. That's what dads need to look like in movies. Entire home is sexy, the dad, where everybody just looks the dad the whole time, like Pedro Pascal kind of guy. Give me that kind of dude. And we get a really awkward interaction between Dane and Daniel and Trina. And they have like a really awkward small talk. You can just tell the kids don't like each other. Camry says, oh, did you know I'm a photographer now? And he's taking pictures of Trina, but it's just like really weird Trina language. It's happening, you're here, look at you.
Oh, beautiful, you're happening, you're here, oh, good stuff.
Like kind of like New York fashion talk, and snapping pictures of them. I can't tell why they did that for the child to say that. The 90s were crazy. Daniel sees Dane in the book that says conquering your fears, and Daniel starts to mock him. Apparently, I love college. Dane is holding on to this title, Conquering Your Fears, and Daniel's just like, oh my god, what are you afraid? Pussy? What? And then to ease his fears of dummies, he's like, oh my god, there's a puppet. You can tell that he's dangerous skittish kid, right? The dad's like, oh, well, here, let me show you some of this stuff about the puppets. You'll get used to them. And Dane's like, oh, okay. And the dad just like takes Slappy and just makes fun of him.
His name is Zane. Well, I guess that's better than being Zane.
The whole family is laughing. I'm like, this is exactly why he's perfectly fit to be a mass murderer as Darth Vader. This should have been Anakin's arc, is getting completely belittled by this Canadian family. But we took the night, Dane's spazzing out. Everyone's wondering what's going on. He comes in, starts feeding basically like a puppet wearing like a hockey mask, kind of Friday the 13th style, hitting it, and the amount of feathers. I mean, he's basically blowing a metaphor whistle. I mean, he's like, help me, he's gonna get me, he's gonna get me. Even I was like, God damn, someone else is getting it. Trina comes down and the family's like, what the hell? And it kind of seems like the kids are playing a prank on Zane. And they're like, wow, why does Daniel do this? But even Daniel comes in and he's like, oh, no, cool.
Hey, cool. No. All right.
You find out that the puppet in the room is
their dad's puppet Rocky, and it's like a mom looking like an Al Capone era mom. And he's like, yeah, they hate me, they hate me.
They hate me.
It's like, no shit, dude, you're annoying them. You come in and you have a conger in your shirt, go to the waistband, and taking pictures like a New York photographer. Of course. Why would you do that? The dad tells his wife Heidi to give Zane some ice cream. And the other two kids are in they have to clean up the room. Now Daniel and Trina are like, they're a little betrayed by each other. Well, why would you wouldn't have done that? Because now we're both in trouble. We don't know who did it exactly yet. We haven't been revealed that. It's very Alfred Hitchcock-esque, I would say. You show the bomb under the table, who's gonna ignite it? Which movie's that? No, it's not like a movie. It's just, it's a thing, it's a situation we have. You know? It's all about suspense, tension. You want to write it. It's better to see the bomb under a table and know that the people that are at the table don't know it's there. The classic thing. What? Well, it's not. We cut to the morning and they confront Zane and he pretty much is like, well, it actually was a pretty funny joke.
In a twisted sort of way.
I'm going to show you how I process my pictures. I took some pussy pictures of your mommy and Patty. You guys want to come see them? And they're like, yeah, I want to see Mom and Steve. So they go upstairs and they start developing the pictures. And as he's developing the pictures, it's like the photos he was taking outside, but then there's like puppet versions of it. So this one almost catch a break, and he's like, "What are you doing there?" And he's just like, and Dad's like, "I know what's gonna help this kid. I'm gonna show him the puppet again that I belittled him with earlier." And the mom's like, "Are you sure about this?" And decides it. Unbelievable. I can't get past it. He's a piece of roadblock, I swear to God. He starts talking to him and Slappy kicks Zane. And even the dad's just like, what are you talking about? This kid's a psycho. He gets kicked by Slappy, and it's like, even the dad's like, why didn't you do that? So I think you're being a little over dramatic. I feel like I was like probably pull my kids over the side and like, my please, because of the you're going here for don't even look at it. Look at the ground. You walk by, look at the ground. Have my kids get re-indoctored into society or like, you know, have to deal with troubled people. If you see somebody who's different than you, go to the ground and don't look at them. It's funny too because Aunt Patty's like, what are you doing? Exactly. So Aunt Patty used to say, why would you do that? And the dad's like, what are you talking about? She's like, well, why don't we just have dinner? I made this dinner. And you go into the dinner and it's like all trashed by dummies.
Oh no!
The mom and dad are livid because they think Daniel and Trina did it. Zane's using this thing where he like runs away and screams every time, and it's the same kind of frequency and pitch each time. It almost feels like they did it in post-production. It's always like,
Here we go again. It's not tonight at the side of gas and diarrhea.
Sound familiar? Any of these digestive issues after eating may cause you to second-guess your food choices and could mean you have exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. But Creon can help manage EPI. Creon is a prescription medicine used to treat EPI by replenishing enzymes, so the body can break down food and absorb its nutrients.
with the dad's in, it's just like, well, I don't think you guys are going to get to come again because you guys are being nuisances. And they're like, that's not fair, Dad. That's bullshit.